Good morning, everyone. This is episode number 63 of the Honestly Being Bec Moss podcast, and this is called Being a Netballer. Recently, I have had a few friends of mine who have injured themselves playing netball, and I can relate. I started playing netball when I was about 6 or 7 years old. The first game I ever played was at Salisbury West, down at the Salisbury West Football Club. There's a netball club. Also, my brother played football for Salisbury West. My sister was playing netball for Salisbury West. My mum was coaching. My mum had a bit of a netball career throughout her sort of youth and her adult life. She had her knees reconstructed. She had quite a few knee injuries while she was playing. Very much like me, not the tallest netball player on the team, but a little bit of aggression, a little bit rough, and enjoyed the tussle of netball. And I enjoyed the tussle of netball as well. As I said, I had my first game at about 6 or 7 years old. I kept playing netball. I went on to represent in netball associations. And my first club that I played for was at Agana Park, and I went on to represent Elizabeth. We played in carnivals, so on the weekends we'd go and play against other associations. We'd go to Loxton, we'd go to the city, we'd go country, we'd go all over the place playing netball. And in a carnival you'd end up playing 4 or 5 games in a day, and then you'd end up having a final and having a winner of that carnival. I enjoyed playing carnival netball. It was fantastic. It was really hard on the body and it was really hard on the knees. From the age of 14, I had my very first knee reconstruction. I was playing netball. It was just after I had been to Singapore to play netball. I played in an under-15s representative team for City Night. So in the city, we played near where the Royal Show is in the city there. We had courts that we played on there. And during the summer, the representative association was City Night, and during the winter, the association was Adelaide Metro. I played for both of those associations, and when I played for City Night, we had the opportunity as the under-15s team to head to Singapore and play against the Singapore adult national team. We lost against that team by 2 goals. In Singapore, it was so hot playing netball. I remember we played at night time, so we waited until the sun had gone down because it was so hot, so sweaty, so humid over there. It was a really amazing experience going to Singapore with, my mum went as our chaperone for our team. We went with the under-17s team, we had the under-15s team, and I think we had the under-13s there as well. So we played quite a lot of netball while we were over there. We had a lot of opportunities to play against girls of our own age and also women who were quite a lot older than us. When I got back from Singapore, and I do remember some of the things that we got up to while we were in Singapore, a group of 14 and 13-year-old girls hanging out with a group of 17 and 16-year-old girls, got up to no good. I think I got busted smoking a cigarette for the first time ever. I think we had a bit of a drink of wine as well, and I got in trouble because my mum was chaperone, and I got I'm not upset with you, Rebecca, I'm disappointed. But all in all, it was a fantastic trip away. We had a lot of success, and there's a lot of girls who I got a chance to go away with, and I'm really happy that I got that opportunity. As I said, I was 14 years old. When I got back from Singapore was the first knee injury that I had. I reconstructed my right knee. Well, I didn't reconstruct it. I damaged it, and then a surgeon reconstructed it. Back in the day, they used the center third of your patella tendon to repair your ACL or anterior cruciate ligament. I also had some medial cartilage repair done, so right on the inside of my knee, I had my cartilage had torn and was floating around inside of my knee, and the surgeon actually barbed that back into place and fixed my ACL. I had a big brace on my knee, so it started from here and it went right down to here. It was a big Velcro one, so I was on crutches for a little bit through high school, walking around dragging my backpack on crutches with this big blue massive Velcro brace on my leg. After that, I only had 6 months recovery and I got back into netball. I started playing netball for Garville. playing out at the courts in the city. I also I played a lot of netball throughout my youth, right up until the age of about 16, 17. And then I got a job in hospitality. I started working at Heaven nightclub, and I stopped playing netball. I had a bit more of a social life, took a bit of drugs, got into a little bit of drinking, and so I started working at Heaven at the age of 18. I just turned 18, and I had stopped playing netball at that stage. And then I met up with my cousin, Kristen, and she got me into indoor netball, so ICA netball off of the nets. We played at the same courts as what they play indoor cricket, and it's a different style of game. It's a smaller court. There's no out of bounds, so you can't go out of bounds and throw a ball in. There is no out of bounds, so it's a faster game. And you could use the nets in like a backboard situation when you're shooting. Now, I didn't play goals or defence very often because by the time I was 14 years old, everyone else had gotten a lot taller than me. I was average height, sort of right through primary school, and then once I hit high school and was 13 turning 14, I did not grow anymore. I think right now is the height that I was when I was 13 or 14 years old. I actually went to the doctors, Dr. Alex, and had all my bloods and medical done ready for my next fight, which is in less than 3 weeks now. And Dr. Alex said to me that he thinks that I am shrinking, which is fantastic. Thank you for that, because I've never ever been a tall girl, and now I'm getting shorter, which is fantastic. So Cub is going to catch me very soon. After playing indoor netball for a while off the nets, I was also playing lacrosse. It was really good fun playing lacrosse, and then I would go and play an indoor netball game straight afterwards. Not great on the legs, not great on the knees, and I managed to have another injury on my other leg. So this is when I had my left knee reconstructed, and that was at the age of 24. So 10 years later, I had surgery on my right knee when I was 14, and then I had the same surgery on my left knee when I was 24. I didn't have the cartilage repair done, so I didn't need any medial cartilage repair done, but I had my ACL replaced, and it was replaced with the patella tendon, which runs from the top here and joins your kneecap onto your shin bone. So I have the center third of my patella tendon missing in both of my knees, and even though it does kind of graft back, it doesn't grow back exactly the same. So kneeling down on both of my knees is a little bit uncomfortable, not painful, but a little bit uncomfortable. And when I had my left knee reconstructed, I had a little bit more time off, and I didn't really get back into netball for a little bit longer, so it wasn't the same sort of recovery time as having my right knee done. But 10 years later, and you can see the difference, I'll show you some photos of my knees. You can see the difference in the keyhole surgery and the technology that they had when it came to knee surgery, going from 10 years to 10 years later. So I am now about to turn 45. So 31 years ago, I had this knee reconstructed, and 21 years ago, I had this knee reconstructed. And I can tell you, I still have problems with my knees now, but I am doing well as far as running and jumping and being able to bend and straighten them. And I'm actually seeing a physio at the moment who has recommended